They speak of it in whispers, in the quiet hours between midnight and dawn, when the fabric of the world feels thin. They speak of a structure of stone and mist, an arch that leaps not between two shores, but from the edge of the known world into the very heart of the unknown. It does not appear on any map, for it is not a bridge of distance, but one of decision. Some call it the silent arch, for no sound from our world dares to cross its threshold. Others, the final passage, a name uttered with a mixture of fear and reverence. But most know it as the bridge that leads to nowhere. A place where the ultimate transition is not from one bank to another, but from oneself to the very next. A journey from which there is no return, only a new beginning. It appears only to those who are truly lost. Not lost in a forest or a city, but adrift in the vast, unmarked landscape of their own lives. You find it when you have walked a path to its absolute, bitter end, when there is no way forward and the thought of turning back is an impossibility. It emerges from a perpetual, ground-hugging fog, its ancient stones slick with a moisture that is neither rain nor dew, but perhaps the condensed tears of 1,000 forgotten choices. There is no river of water beneath it, only an impenetrable white void that seems to swallow all sound, a chasm of pure potential. To stand at its threshold is to feel the immense crushing weight of every moment that has led you to this precipice. And at the same time, you feel the terrifying, exhilarating lightness of a future that is completely, utterly unwritten. The bridge does not call to you, it does not beckon with promises or threats. It simply is. A silent, monumental question carved in stone, patiently waiting for an answer only you can provide. Throughout history, across all cultures, bridges have been among our most powerful symbols. They are humanity's answer to the void, our elegant defiance of the chasm. They connect what is separate, making the impassable possible. They are monuments to transition, to progress, to the fundamental journey from here to there. But this bridge, this anomaly of architecture and spirit, it serves a different kind of transition. Not the journey to a new land, but the journey away from an old self. Legends from every corner of the earth speak of such places in veiled terms. In the misty highlands, they tell of the weeping span, where the ghosts of past regrets materialize to beg travelers to turn back. In sun-scorched lands, they whisper of the sunken span, a bridge visible only by moonlight, which tests the courage of those who dare to cross. These are stories about the price of passage. They warn that to cross such a bridge is to be irrevocably changed, that the person who arrives on the far shore is never truly the same as the one who began the journey. The bridge to nowhere is the ultimate embodiment of these legends. The oldest local tales say that no one who has crossed it has ever been seen again in this world. They are not dead, the stories insist with a strange certainty, but have simply transitioned. They have stepped off the map of known existence and onto a new one of their own making. A few more obscure tales, however, speak of a different fate, a more introspective trial. They whisper of travelers who, upon setting foot on the bridge, were confronted by a perfect phantom of themselves, a mirror image made of mist and memory, who barred their path and asked a single, soul-shattering question. A question unique to each traveler, forged from their deepest fear or most profound hope. To answer honestly was to be allowed passage, the phantom dissolving back into the mist. To hesitate, to lie, was to be turned back, forever marked by the encounter, doomed to walk the familiar shores with the ghost of a choice unmade. These are the metaphors we create to explain the inexplicable, the raw, terrifying, and sacred act of making a choice from which there is no return. Imagine yourself at its entrance now. The air is cool and impossibly still. The silence is so profound it feels like a physical presence, pressing in on you, making your own heartbeat sound like a frantic drum against the vast, quiet emptiness. You look at the stones beneath your feet. They are worn smooth not by the friction of countless footsteps, but by the heavy weight of countless souls pausing, weighing their entire existence in a single moment. This bridge is a choice made manifest in the physical world. To step onto it is to make a silent vow, an acceptance that you are willing to let go of everything you were. Your name, your history, your certainties, your triumphs, and especially your sorrows. It is not an act of erasure or violence, but one of profound release. It is the ultimate vote of confidence in the unknown over the known. Every single step you take upon its ancient stones is another word in a sentence that cannot be unwritten. As I approached, I felt the air grow colder. The world behind me, with its familiar pains and comforts, began to feel distant, like a story I had read long ago. The bridge demanded I arrive unburdened. The first step was the hardest. The stone felt both impossibly solid and strangely illusory beneath my foot, as if I were stepping into a dream. The mist instantly swirled around my ankles, cold and clinging like a phantom's touch. With that single deliberate step, the world I knew, the world of paths and maps and predictable certainties, seemed to recede, its sounds fading into a distant, irrelevant murmur. I was no longer a part of it. I was in the transition. I was on the bridge. Walking towards the center, the fog thickens, becoming a living entity. It obscures everything. You can no longer see the shore from which you came. You cannot yet see the shore to which you are going. You are suspended in the in-between, the liminal space where anything and everything is possible. This is the very heart of the choice. It is the moment of pure faith, or perhaps pure desperation. You are guided only by the feel of the cold, damp stone beneath your feet and the silent, inexplicable pull of a future you cannot possibly comprehend. The fear here is immense, a primal thing. It is the fear of annihilation, of making a mistake so profound that it unravels your very being. But beneath the roaring fire of that fear, something else begins to glow. A quiet, powerful sense of liberation. The liberation from the tyranny of the past and the crushing anxiety of a predictable future. Here, in the heart of the mist, you are utterly and completely free. It was there, suspended in the white nothingness at the center of that impossible arch, that I finally understood the bridge's profound, beautiful secret. It does not lead to nowhere. It leads to a new everywhere. The destination is not a physical place of land and sky waiting at the other end. The destination is the person you become by having the courage to cross. The other side is not a land you arrive in. It is a life you begin to create with your very next breath, a reality forged in the crucible of your choice. The bridge is not a path to a place, but a catalyst for a state of being. The choice and the destination are one and the same. It is the ultimate metaphor made real. We are not defined by the paths we are given, but by the bridges we choose to build and dare to cross when no path is visible at all. To step off the bridge is not a grand climactic event. It is as quiet and personal as stepping on. The mist simply thins, as if exhaling, and you find yourself standing on solid ground. The ground is unfamiliar. The grass beneath your feet is a shade of green you've never seen. The sky is a color for which you have no name, and the air you breathe feels fundamentally new, clean, full of promise. You look back, but the bridge is gone. The mist has withdrawn, leaving no trace, as if it were only ever a dream. It has served its purpose. You are not a ghost. You are not lost. You are simply new. A story that begins on this very page. You carry no map, for you are now the map maker. You have no path, for you are now the trailblazer. We all face such a bridge in our lives. It may not be made of ancient stone and mystical mist, but of a difficult decision, a painful ending, or a terrifying leap of faith into the unknown. It is the moment we choose to leave the crippling safety of a familiar shore for the mere possibility of something more, even at the risk of finding nothing at all. The bridge to nowhere is not a legend. It is a fundamental, recurring part of the human experience. It is the terrifying, sacred, and transformative power of choice. And it asks each of us, in the quietest, most pivotal moments of our lives, are you brave enough to cross?